to week 7, I believe this is, of Schizophrenic Synopsis. This week is a little bit different. Myself and Rob, we were reviewing the same film, so we're taking a look at Three from Hell. It was both first time watches for us. We haven't kind of made any kind of comparison notes or anything like that. It's Rob watched his and recorded his, I think it was a while ago now, and then I've literally just finished watching mine, and yeah, getting straight into the review. My films are a right mess, they're everywhere. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted. So Three from Hell. Majority wise, I've been hearing, I'd say, hate against this film. Like, this really appears to be offending people to the fact that they're just really pissed off with it. And yeah, I've seen people say it's like the worst film they've seen this year. It's like, well, Christ, you've not seen any films this year then, have you? If this is the worst one. I think what this is a little bit of a overreaction to, let's face it, it has a hell of a film to follow. Well, it's in a franchise now, 2 huge films to follow. And it's always going to have problems like trying to live up to anything as big as, I mean, House of a Thousand Corpses, and then exploding into like one of my favourite films, like the 2000s in the last 20 years. Probably in my top 30 of the last, top 20 maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, Devil's Rejects. I rate that one very, very highly. So this was always going to have quite a battle on its hands, especially because the negative kind of, really negative feedback on against 31. That film was a bit of a mess, granted, but let me just kind of talk about the film a little bit. So the synopsis of the film, I mean, with this one it's quite different. It's like a direct follow-on sequel to Devil's Rejects, where Devil's Rejects is a bit kind of, doesn't completely separate and continue from House of a Thousand Corpses. It's kind of like, you have character changes, and it's quite different. This is meant to be like a follow-on, pretty much. That one finishes, this one starts. So we have our we have our 3 main characters, don't we? We have Otis, Baby, and Spaulding. And I've got to say, I mean, obvious, Sid Haig's health was very poor at this, and sadly this was his last film, but you can see how sick he was by making this film, and it's you can understand what happens with his character, and like but anyway, like I will give some spoilers with this. They all survived, like that crazy barrage of guns and the Freebird ending, one of the fantastic ending to Devil's Rejects. They survive that, and then they go to jail. And so Sid Haig Spaulding, he's actually executed on death row. Then you have Baby. She's clinically insane, so she's holed up on her own. Yeah, she's in solitary confinement. But I'll jump to her in a minute. So we follow Otis, and he's on death row as well. But he's in some community service. No, kind of like they're digging a hole somewhere basically. And Danny Trejo's character is in this, the same character from Devil's Rejects, and obviously Otis recognises him and ends up he escapes. His half brother, what's his name? Forgotten his name. Doomhead from 31 is Otis's brother in this, and he breaks him out, and they go basically. Danny Trejo's character gets killed, and they break out and they try and hatch a plan of how to get baby out, and she's having a pretty insane. I was going to say a bit of a tough time, but it seems to like fit that she enjoys quite what's going on in there. Disagreements, I'll call them, with the prison guards and fellow inmates, and basically she gets kind of how they're trying to break her out. Otis and his brother, his half brother, they kidnap and hold hostage the prison warden. I recognise the guy is bugging me. I haven't looked on IMDb or anything. I've just literally watched the film and come out of this. It's really bugging me. He was maybe in the House of a Thousand Corpses. I can't remember. I'm sure he's been something. Oh, is he in 30? What's he called? Shit. My films are in a mess. I'm gonna sort them out at some point. Oh Christ, what's it called? Oh, damn it. I'm looking around, I'm not seeing anything. Lords of Salem. God, this is such a great review, isn't it? Lords of Salem, yeah, I think he's one of the fellow DJs on the radio station that has a kind of a big crush on Sherry Moon Zombie. Well, her character in that. I think he's the guy from that, I'm sure he is. But anyway, they take him hostage and all shit is going down with all that. Especially when they break out Baby, and then the shit really hits the fan in that one. You even get a bit of a cameo from Clint Howard. We get our second clown in this. And anyway, that all falls into a world of chaos and anarchy, and then that's the end chapter of the first half. And the second half of the film, we go to Mexico, where they're holed up there and they're kind of partying hard, and then it's the guy that owns the motel where they're at. He shops them into this Mexican, this cartel leader or something. This gangster. He's actually Danny Trejo's son. So they turn up. He has his men. They're all in the Mexican wrestling masks. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty fun. See, I'm flying along quite quickly with this, trying to not take up all the time, and I don't want to give everything away. But there's a big showdown at the end. And I won't give like the rest of it away. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty cool. There's some cool characters. There's a guy who has a dwarfism in this. He's a pretty cool character. I like him. Well, yeah, that's basically. There's just a big showdown. That's kind of what it is in the end of the film, and there we go. I mean, I quite enjoyed this. It's. It's a direct follow-on, but it doesn't have the power, the pop of Devil's Rejects. I don't know. I think this has so much hype that it has to follow, and it's kind of like it's not a shocking this. It's like a lighter. I mean, you know what the characters are like, but even when you know what they're like and what they can do, it's just. I don't know if I became a little bit desensitized to expecting what to see, but it didn't seem as harsh. It's like they're a little bit more. Otis is almost a bit softer and a little bit playful. Sherry Moon Baby is a bit. Well, she's been in solitary confinement for like 10 years, so she's a bit nuts, and she doesn't play it bad. It's it's a tricky one. I mean, Doomhead, he's I'm just going to call him Doomhead, I can't remember his name. It's the wolf something, his character's name. He's quite cool. The half brother Otis. Sid Haig is only in it for a short bit, but he's very much Spaulding. Yeah, he's a discontinuation, like older, tired Spaulding. So it is quite sad seeing him. But it's kind of like the grindhouse exploitation kind of filming, but then there's kind of bits and pieces. The news clips are always in like the old VHS, and the tracking is shot and stuff like that. So it has that like budget element, but then there's bits of finesse to it and things like that, and it's like a part of it. There's little bits that may be too clean, and I don't know. It's tricky to say. I do need to think about this and like watch it again, but I just want to do this review, and I want to do quite a fresh one. I remember one of my reviews I did ages ago on body bags, ages and ages ago, and I came out of the cinema, and it's like one of my best experiences in the cinema, watching the remake of Suspiria, and I was like blah blah blah. It wasn't a great review, but I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to do this straight after watching this. Something that had some anticipation to it, and I did enjoy it. I think it's like I said, there's been so much like downness that I've heard about it. Not everyone, but the majority in the horror community seem to be down on this, and it's bluntly it's the weakest of the trilogy, franchise or trilogy. It's the weakest one. But it's not a bad film. I hesitate to call 31 a bad film, but it's borderline. It has a lot of issues, that one. I don't have the issue. This, I mean, it's a little far-fetched, some of it, but it all clicks together as a story. It makes sense where the story develops. How the characters develop, that makes sense as well. And yeah, it's a pretty well made film. There's even bits of CGI in this, which I never really like CGI. I accept it in some things, like say watching some kaiju film, then obviously I'm gonna like it. But with this, it's like you didn't really need to do it. But I guess it's like a budget thing. You didn't hurt it too much. You kind of notice, and it's like that's a shame, but it's not such a big thing. But then I think this is where I'm just going to leave this review now. I purposely didn't watch Rob's one, so I'll be watching that soon. Very interesting to hear what he thinks about this film. And like, I'm going to take this away. I will be buying this. I had to rent it online because I didn't get around to buying it as Secret Satan. I was in on a webpage, and then 22 Shots page, and there's postal strikes and that, so I just bought a Prime stream of it, and I will be buying this. I think I will enjoy it, and I'm going to see how it is like watching all three together. Don't believe all the hate. If you haven't seen this film, give it a watch. It's entertaining, it's good. It has a very hard act to follow. You take that away, and it's a pretty cool film. It's one of my more enjoyable ones I've seen on 2019, so I'm definitely being more favourable on it. But anyway, that's the end of my kind of garbled, kind of not clean review, but it's the end of my thoughts on like kind of my quick run through of 3 from Hell. I hope you enjoy this video, and I really hope that you guys come back next week. We're trying hard to drum up the support to get this. It's oversaturated market, kind of the YouTube community, like how it is, but myself and Rob, we wanted to give this a go and see how it is. We're enjoying ourselves, so we hope you enjoy watching our videos too. Alright, catch you guys next week. Thank you. Bye bye.